All right, and what's your name? Matt, right?
No, my name?
Yeah.
My name's Rod.
Rod.
I'm Matt.
This is Matt.
You guys are killing me. All right, Rod.
Luke here.
Yeah.
All right, Rod. So yeah, tell me how do you know Dave? Tell me how you know Dave.
Well, I met Dave in elementary school. We weren't really great friends, honestly, until junior high, but then
Still are.
we became really good friends in junior high, and ever since we've been really good friends. He's been, you know, there for me every time I've needed him. He's always had my back, you know. He's
And your front.
yeah. Yeah.
Outside.
Yeah.
So give me like, give me a crazy David story. What's some weird stuff you guys might have done together? Something you always like.
Well, I don't know if Cassandra. I don't know if Cassandra needs to hear this part, but no. I don't know. Me and David used to be real assholes. When we were younger, we would run around and, you know, break sprinkler heads and do a lot of stupid shit. But
That was like a year ago.
that was like, I think that was like six months ago, maybe. No, but we've grown out of that, obviously, since. But we, David, me, Casey, Jason, and David do a yearly backpacking trip that's awesome. And keep the tradition going. Yeah, it's a great tradition, and I want to keep it going.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. So just a couple more things. What about Cassandra? When you first met her, why did you think she was a good match for Dave when they started dating, or when he
you know, they fit great together. Their personalities meshed.
Like those two puzzle pieces.
Obviously, you've seen us tonight. We have a pretty extreme personality, and Cassandra's been able to keep up with it always. She hasn't had a real problem with anything we've ever really done.
David and I met in high school at some point. High school was a complete mess. I don't know when we met or how we met, but it ended up being one of my really good friends, one of my roommates. Congratulations, David. This is amazing. I wish the best for you. Absolutely.
Awesome. So about Dave and your friendship, let me think here. Good question for you. How about, has he ever helped you out of a gym or anything like that?
Help me out at the gym?
Help you out of helps you out of a gym, or like come through for you or anything like that?
Every day. David helps me out every day. When I need help with my fantasy picks, you know, the first person I go to is David. He's got the best fantasy team in our league. Just kidding, his team fucking sucks.
Boy.
How about advice for the future? About advice for the happy couple?
David, Cassandra, just stay happy, love each other. You know, always remember, it's you two against the problem. All right? I love you guys. This is an amazing night. I hope you have an awesome time.
I think that, you know, David did a good job of finding a woman that appreciates him and loves him. You know, because for a little bit there, we weren't sure about, you know, his sexuality. You know, David has owed me like a fair amount of money, and he never paid it back. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. David has been a good friend for a long time, and I appreciate him, and I appreciate his views, as far as, you know, the way he thinks, and that he doesn't let anybody else sway his opinion on things of the sort. So, and he was a part of a pretty important rap group. Where's the other three?
Foreign language.
Foreign language. So
Four
he was Flo and Owen.
Flo and Owen, important
Owen.
part of the group.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So.
Nice.
Yeah. What else we got?
Hi. How about give me a good Dave story. I want to kind of know what kind of person.
I'll get a
he is.
story.
I got a story.
Who's got a story?
Actually, that's
We got
Let's just all chime in.
So, me and David,
David and I.
when David and I, sorry.
Not to be that guy.
When I lived in Washington, we talk on the phone sometimes, and this is when he
Put the pants off.
No, this is when he first started dating Cassandra, and you know, he seemed pretty smitten with her, and I didn't really know how serious he was with her, so I was pretty bored, so I downloaded an app where I could text him from a fake number, and I texted him pretending I was a girl he met at a bar. And
he was smooth.
I tried to catfish him, and he was like, "Nah, I'm seeing somebody, not interested." And this is when they'd only been like dating, not even officially together, for a couple weeks. He wasn't going for the bait, so Yeah, Cassandra,
I just have
he's loved you for a long time.
I have a quick amendment to the story. Luke's motives were not entirely selfless. He actually did want to catfish David and kind of rope him into a long-term relationship. But, you know, it works out better the way you told it, and I appreciate it. Yeah, so the first time I really met David was in high school baseball.
It's okay, let it out.
He had a hell of an arm, great arm. Accuracy was an issue. Also, as a batter, you know, a lot of decent power.
Couldn't hit a curveball. No.
Besides the curveball, he couldn't hit an opposite field. And we'd have drill after drill in the batting cages just to hit it opposite field. And I remember he just could never quite pull it off. And it was hilarious. You know, I mean, we just couldn't help it. Just because we'd set it up for him to succeed, and he'd still manage to pull the ball. That was freaking outstanding. And then just to throw a little baseball anecdote in there, he did get to pitch sometimes. Like I said, he had a good arm.
This is on the news.
Yeah.
9 News.
Yeah, this is local. Probably the worst outing I've ever seen from a pitcher, whether it was professional, amateur, T-ball, I mean, come on. He beamed roughly 8 batters in a row, and it got to the point where the next batter would step into the box with the expectation he was going to get drilled. And the opposing team's coach was looking over thinking, are we going to pull this guy or just let him keep getting drilled? And, you know, eventually they pulled David, but not after a few sore shoulders and probably a couple bruises.
So Sam and I started dating not too long ago.
Yeah, it was kind of a rocky start. Not a lot of our friends were accepting of it.
Pure physical.
We love you guys. It was very unnatural.
The beard did it for me, really.
Luke walked in on a couple of weird moments when we lived together.
I lived with them.
It was interesting. Back to David though. Before I met Sam, David was my life, and we played football together. We did sports, you know, the whole nine, and just a genuine guy from the day I met him. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Met David around when they were playing sports. I was more unathletic, so you know, I just kind of sat in the bleachers, holding cheering signs up for Trevor here, being his cheerleader. But David was always second place in my heart. Loved the guy more than anything, and couldn't be more proud of him on this great day. And
extremely jealous of Cassandra, actually.
Yeah,
you know,
she's stolen away a great part of our lives, and
she's gonna take care of him. And that's probably one of the biggest things. Is you know, we've talked to David quite a few times, and just having just what David says about Cassandra, you know, just like he finally found the one, and he knew it.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's probably the most touching thing about it.
Yeah, when he told me she makes every day better for him and that he wouldn't be the person he is today without her, it touched me and moved me, and I was very happy to be a part of the day and experience all the love and affection they share for one another, much like Trevor and I share for ourselves.
How about here, Rod?
You blew a lot of money on this.
He's broke now.
David's a fantastic man. I really do love him a lot. He was my roommate my first 2 years of college, and I cannot be more lucky to have him as a roommate my entire life.
Congratulations, David. Cassandra, this is amazing. We're having a great time.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know where you are right now, but I'm really excited to see you. So I can help you.
If you're watching this in Spain, down.
Another one.
Can I just do my
Shout out
best
to
man
the
speech
camera.
right now, and I don't have to do it? Congratulations, David. I look forward to seeing you guys' future together. I look forward to being a part of it.
Born Lang, congratulations, buddy.
Attaboy, David.
Love you, David.
But you know what? Cheers to you, buddy.
Cheers to you, both of you.
Both
Not
of
just
you, yeah.
David.
Absolutely, Cassandra.
Congrats on a beautiful wife and a life of happiness, because you did it, man. Congratulations.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
David and Cassandra's wedding! 2018, September 21st. Having a good time. We're here to celebrate. I was the first one on the dance floor, not the first one. One of the first ones, so y'all were right. David and Cassandra.
Excellent. Favorite part of the wedding so far? Ceremony, reception. Give me a highlight. Give me a couple highlights.
I guess personally, their dinner together, because for our wedding, like, it was just so special to get that chance to just sit down, just the two of them, like I think that helped calm them down. It was awesome that they got that chance together.
No, definitely. I think for me it was hearing their vows because they both were funny, like when it needed to be, but both really sentimental, and they talked about their little quirks and inside jokes and everything, and I just thought, you know, Cassandra being like, I'll be as gluten-free as you can. I thought that was really cute. And then watching their first dance was really special to me because Cassandra was like in it and she was like reserved, but David was still being goofy, and then like seeing both of their rings like on and like them really completing everything tonight and having that first dance and that moment together while we're all sitting there watching with googly eyes, I think was really special.
For me, it's seeing them look at each other and seeing Cassandra before she got to see David as she walked down the aisle and seeing how nervous, and she was, can we just do this? Can we just get this started?
She's like 5 minutes out, we're like, can we just do this?
And then seeing the calmness that she had the second she saw him was just, I mean, the way it's supposed to be. They're supposed to be together, and you can tell that they're both just so comfortable when they're next to each other.
Absolutely. Well, something interesting, I guess, is that while they just had first started dating, like they'd only been dating a couple months, David had a job down in Denver, and Patrick and I lived down in Denver, and we were like, yeah, you can come live with us. And he's like, really? We're like, yeah. So he actually lived with us for about a month and a half or 2 months. And it was just so comfortable and so natural, and yeah, we got to know him, and like he already felt like part of the family, like even though they'd been dating just for a couple months. And it was just so natural and so easy to get to know him that we knew right away that they were meant to be together.
Cassandra's always been like a little sister to me. I'm an only child, so I've never had that sibling interaction, and from the minute I met Cassandra, she's always been super special to me, and I could tell that she was going to be in my life for a long time, and I'm glad I get to celebrate this day with her.
Yeah, kind of similar experience with you. I met David and Cassandra when we had kind of all just moved to Denver, and we were all like young adults, like starting our careers and like just starting that part of life, which I think is always really pivotal, and you always like kind of change, like become who you are. And so it's been interesting to see them at that point, like kind of when they first moved in together and we're starting that part of the relationship to today, like where they're getting married and saying those vows, and just seeing how they've grown together, where it's David making coffee every morning or Cassandra bringing watermelon when they get in a tiff. But as far as personal experiences being crazy, oddly not really. But we did have some fun First Fridays and some St. Patrick's Days, and they came out to see me in Grand Junction. We did some wine tasting and some hiking, and David scaled this like crazy rock that we were for sure was going to like slide down the canyon, and it didn't. We're all here, so that's been fun.
Cool, last bit, and just talk to the camera, say whatever you want to say to your friend on the wedding day.
Cassandra, David, I love you guys. Thank you for having me a part of your wedding, and I can't wait to see what the future brings for you two.
Just so proud of you guys. I loved seeing how each of you guys' personalities have come out even more, because you guys really just accentuate all those beautiful parts of each other, and it's just been awesome watching.
Yeah, I think for me, it's been awesome to know both of y'all as a friend, and being new to Denver and growing has been amazing. And then unfortunately, as me like moving away, we've been able to grow like in our separate ways. But it's been amazing to see y'all come together and change each other like for the better, and grow together and become like who you're really meant to be. And I think learning from your relationship, like for me personally, has been a really cool experience. Like just seeing how kind y'all are to each other and how nice you are and how much y'all really love each other. I've been able to take that and kind of look up to it a little bit. So
we went to this really weird charter school dress code, and it was like kindergarten through 9th grade. So we had all been going to school together since kindergarten, and she came in 7th grade. And it's like, we were all like tight knit.
We were friends already.
So she's this weird kid coming in, but
yeah,
naturally.
Well, and then she thought I was a bully when we first met. She did not like me. It took us a good year before we actually like talked, because she thought I was just gonna like beat her up or something, I guess.
But then we realized we were all really weird, so it kind of worked.
So what about this Dave guy? When they started dating, why is he a good match for her? Why is he approved? Is he? I don't know.
I mean, all I remember from the first time I met David was his draft shirt. So that was
it took a while, but then we realized he had a very good personality
he
that
had a
was
good
very
heart.
compatible with hers.
What was the thing about the shirt? He was wearing what?
a giraffe shirt.
A giraffe shirt?
It was actually David and her fiance. They had
he had
animal
a
shirts
monkey shirt.
with sunglasses, and we're like, these guys are losers trying to talk to us at the bars.
Who are
and
they?
all of a sudden, they became our best friend group of guys. So
Look at us now.
end of
Cassandra,
story.
remember when you showered me naked? That was a good time.
One time, Cassandra like never cried, and one time we were doing homework on the floor, and I stood up and I kicked her really hard in the eye. And now, ever since, every time she laughs or anything, that one eye just cries.
You permanently
I like damaged her tear duct. So, yeah.
When you first meet her, she's very quiet. And she's the sweetest person you'll ever meet. Very kind, but also when you get to know her, she's a little crazy.
Yeah, she's really shy at first, but she's actually super outgoing, and she like is really caring about people. And so I know like there are times that like I get really busy, but she's always the first to reach out and be like, let's plan something, let's hang out together. And it like really makes me feel like so loved, and like she really cares about like maintaining a friendship and a relationship with me.
So why does Cassandra and Dave work well together? What makes them a good couple?
They're both goofy. They're both really nice. They love each other.
They like
That's
to
all that
watch movies
matters.
together. They always watch movies every time I go to their house. Also, like, he just fits into our family so well, and his sense of humor like molds well with all of the rest of us. And like I noticed the first time that he came to like a family holiday, we all just sat at the kids' table where we always sit, and he just like really molded with us, and it was a really cool opportunity to like see the way that they vibe. I don't know.
So congratulations, y'all deserve it. All the happiness in the world. Mwah. Oh, we all kissed! Yay! Cheers!
Well,
Love you.
happy 25th.
25th year. 25th year.
Love you guys.
Congrats. I love you.
Yeah, congratulations. I love you guys.